Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Healing and Freedom Journey. Mark DeJesus here, your brother from another mother, bringing you insights along the way. I'm all about mental, emotional, and relationship health. And if you are too, then you have arrived at a great place. It's great to have you here. Thank you for taking the time. Today, I want to encourage you on something that all of us can get infected with, and that is a mindset of having a quick fix mentality. And I want to ask you a question. Do you have a quick fix mentality when it comes to your mental health, or when it comes to your journey altogether and what you're looking at and how you're navigating it? And today I pray, if I can encourage you to stop chasing quick fixes, you're going to experience a lot more blessing and a lot more appreciation for what is a journey, because each and every one of us are on a journey. And in our process, though, we get very, very easily lost in and stuck in this quick fix mentality. Are you feeding a quick fix mentality? Because in our struggle with mental health, emotional health, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to hurry up, fix ourselves, and fix ourselves quickly. Fix this problem, get rid of it, get me out of this, get me moving on, get to the solution the fastest way possible. The problem is that mental, emotional, relationship health struggles involve the life of the heart. And no matter how much you rush things, you cannot experience life transformation in a fast-paced, quick fix kind of approach. But many of us are tempted to live in that, and culture around us really pushes a quick fix mentality. In all my work, I have to help people move out of a quick fix mentality and get quick fix thinking out of their life. And in addition, be aware of people that are quick fix promoters. They promote quick fix mindsets. So it feeds on that mentality to find that thing that's going to quickly move me into a light switch kind of experience. And I pray what I share here today will help you detox from the negative impact of quick fix thinking that can very easily come into our lives, to stop chasing quick fixes. Now, there's some damage quick fix thinking does to our journey, and I want to go through some of these. There's many more I could share too, but here are some of them. The first thing that I want you to understand that quick fix thinking does is it inflames shame. All of us in our healing and freedom journey have levels of shame that we have to work on, because shame changes how we look at things. It causes us to feel condemned. It causes us to hide. We struggle with vulnerability. We beat ourselves up. And quick fix mentality, it enhances the mindset that says this is based on shame. You're unlovable and unacceptable because of the battle you're struggling with. So let's hurry up and get this fixed so you can be loved again and be accepted. Because the struggle you're having, whatever your battleground is, it makes you unlovable. And you have to understand, quick fix mentalities are laced with shame. You need fixing. You're a mess. You're a hot mess. You better hurry up and get fixed before anyone sees the mess that you're in. And so this is right off the jump what you need to be aware of. The second thing it does is it increases pressure. A quick fix mentality is going to increase stress because pressure is increased in your life. Healing and transformation do not happen under chronic, severe pressure being added. Now, you may feel a lot of pressure from the fears you're struggling with and the anxiousness or the obsessiveness or trauma in your life, but adding pressure to those areas makes things worse. But we have this mentality of hurry up and get well by last week. And healing doesn't happen under duress. It doesn't happen under pressure. In fact, we have to learn how to slow down and let go of pressure to let ourselves walk through what's needed. But quick fix approaches are going to push you out of that. Quick fix approaches are going to keep you in a fast-paced life. It's going to keep you in high speed. Next thing, next thing, next thing. In a fast-paced lifestyle, heart healing doesn't occur. You're in the speed of data. And you're just going, and you've often find yourself jumping from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. You can't keep planted in an area. You read this book, put it aside, look at that, let's watch this video, this thing, you feel all over the place. That's why many people often have to crash in order to start getting help, because their speed of life and their speed of thought and their speed of living has to slow down. And sometimes a crash is what's needed. I've had the crash. You've had the crash. Many crashes. A crash may have led you to this video. And because we go, oh, I'm such a mess. I had a mental breakdown. Sometimes a breakdown is what's needed to go, now will you pay attention to the life of your heart? And that takes a different approach, not a quick fix approach. A quick fix approach or way of thinking is going to keep you running from uncomfortable feelings, because the number one goal is going to be not to not feel bad. Your number one goal is, I just want to feel better. I want to run from pain, run from anything that's uncomfortable. So you're going to run from emotions that involve anxiousness or involve sorrow or involve pain. Because I don't want to deal with that, And a quick fix mentality is going to push you away from that. And you're going to need to let go of the need to just try to feel better. Many of you obsessives, you chase compulsive behavior that you're chasing this feeling to just try to feel better. Many times the healing journey involves working through uncomfortable feelings like anxiety. You work through it. You don't feed the anxiety, but you work through it. Many times it involves working through sadness without adding to it, without condemning yourself, without shaming yourself. Many times uncomfortable feelings involve grieving. But quick fix thinking is always going to want to work against you working through these feelings and these emotions that you need to work through. It's also going to promote a hurry and get back to the way things were before. How many of you have ever said that? I just want to get back to the way life was before this problem happened. And it's not about that. It's not about you going back. It's about you moving forward. It's not about you going back to the old you. It's actually a new you that's in waiting, that you're going to learn to experience. This is about moving forward into a new way, because even though you think this problem just popped up, it's kind of been there longer than you think. And it's going to take a more overhaul approach than just a patching the wall kind of approach. It's going to take getting back to the foundational system, getting back to the root system. And this leads me to another problem, which is in quick fix thinking, you never get to the core areas that need healing. You never get to the heart of the matter. That takes slowing down. It takes patience. It takes time. It takes awareness. It takes learning and relearning. A quick fix approach is going to cause you to skip past love. In the healing journey, what you and I need in our hearts is we need to learn to experience the love that God has for us, to love ourselves and to love our neighbor as ourselves, to learn to live in the flow of love. But our quick fix mentality causes us to go, get to the point, get to the point, get to the point. In fact, you'll see a lot of my teaching format is long form, because I want to slow you down and I want to take you on a journey. And many quick fix junkies want to just skip through, get to the point, give me the quick answer so I can move on with my life. Those are not the people I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help people that are willing to say, I'm going to slow down, I'm going to buckle up, I'm heading on a journey. And so it's going to take as long as it takes, and I'm going to learn. Quick fix approaches cause you to skip past love, because we all want love. We want healing love. But love at first feels scary, because it involves vulnerability. It involves connection. It involves learning how to see your weaknesses, your fears, those vulnerable places that you just kind of keep things moving. You can avoid that. Next conversation, next person, next relationship, next thing. But then our problems make us go, I need to slow down. But many fast-paced lifestyle addicts are avoiding the uncomfortable feelings that love is inviting us to work through. It drives them to dodge their need for love. So they avoid it. And what we need is to learn what unconditional love looks like. Instead, you're always trying to fix something. You don't know how to actually work through something, to relate to yourself in a new way, how you relate to God, yourself, other people. Because love takes time. When you enter into love, love is patient. And love says, slow down, we're going to take a journey. But many quick fix addicts, they are chasing the high. And they think, well, if I get that feeling, that's going to be love. No, that's not it. Love is not a high. Love is not just a light switch thing. Love embraces you, hugs you, and says, let's go on a journey together. Many of us, in our quick fix, we chase addictions. We go in this lifestyle, constant go, go, go. Then we're burnout crashing, and then we go to our vices to try to feel better. And what God's needing to do is slow us down, because love is going to be experienced when you slow, because love is in relationship. And true relationships take time and slow down. But a quick fix mentality is going to leave you in a hostile relationship with yourself. This is a big one, because you're going to see yourself primarily from the lens of where you're supposed to be, and you're not there. You get angry with yourself. You start attacking yourself. You stay in a war against yourself. You yell at yourself. You condemn yourself. You shame yourself. But yet you still remain stuck, because you've become an enemy to yourself in your journey. Within that quick fix mentality people, you're going to fall into this pattern where you constantly, or you have a tendency to disqualify or cancel yourself. What do I mean by that? Well, you say, I must just not be a passionate believer. I must not be as spiritual as so-and-so. I'm not as devoted as so-and-so. Maybe my salvation is invalid. I can't get it together. There must be something so really wrong with me. These other people, they don't seem to have these problems. I'm just such a mess. So you disqualify yourself. And this goes back to love, because love is wanting to bring you in, but your quick fix mentality over and over again keeps disqualifying you. You can't seem to catch a break. Look at you. You're not making any progress. If you sense that, you actually need to slow things down and plug into a journey mentality. You're going to become vulnerable. When you have a quick fix mentality, you're going to be vulnerable to a variety of perspectives that bounce you all over the place. Do you feel like you're bouncing all over the place in your journey? And somebody's like, well, what you need is this. What you need is this. This person needs this. And this teacher says this. And everybody's giving their input. But when you get out of quick fix and go, I'm on my journey, it slows you down and it allows you to go, okay, what is the theme that I need to learn? Because this isn't about fixing me. This is about taking a journey. And you start to pay attention to, okay, this is what I need to learn. And now you stop being overwhelmed by all these teachers, all these things, all these books, and all these do this, do that. Because in the world that we live in, you have to be aware there are a lot of quick fix promoters. And when you have a quick fix mentality, you become vulnerable to the ones that are dishing it out. And a lot of quick fix promotion is used in marketing. Get this thing, these one key, this thing, these three things, and this thing will be the key and that's it. This is going to be the thing. And they use a marketing principle called fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And unfortunately, this hits us. Those of us who are sensitive and those of us who are struggling, trying to find answers, it hits us in vulnerable areas of our heart. Those of you that struggle with OCD issues in your life or perfectionism, and you become hit with this. What's fear, uncertainty, and doubt? It's a sales tactic that's used to get people to buy products, basically, or buy programs or things. You target the fears of people, right? You've seen it you see it in the news where they say, tune in at 6 and find out why your sink might be making you more sick than the germs on your toilet seat. Oh my goodness, maybe, right? Or they'll show in an advertising a real problem that could happen to you. So they tap in this fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So they tap into your fear and they tap into the uncertainty and they hit and poke at that. Sometimes preachers can use this, really, really hammer it down, right? And then they sow seeds of doubt that inflame the fear unless you buy their product. So sometimes you can feel, I better get that book, or I better get that thing, or I'm going to miss what I need. And now you're under duress. Beware of quick fix promoters, because if you don't see the results they claim you're going to get, what they will tell you is you're not working the program good enough. This happens in church. It happens out of church. It happens all over the place. then you're feeling condemned. Something's wrong with me. I must not be doing things right. I'm a failure. Again, it taps into shame, doesn't it? Quick fix approaches are actually going to cause you to dish out cliches to other people. Because if you're in quick fix mentality, you're staying shallow. And if you're staying shallow, then you're just going to give people quick fix sayings. I just give it to Jesus, or you just need to do this, or you just need to do that to keep our lives moving. Because people who give out shallow answers are revealing they haven't worked through their own pain, emptiness, and struggle. And so they're just giving out where they live in, which is a lack of depth. Now, believe it or not, a quick fix mentality is actually going to prolong your healing process. Things in your life are going to take longer. Even though your goal is to make it quicker, with pressure and speed and even force, it's actually going to make it prolonged. You're going to get caught up in chasing all these approaches, perspectives, and pitches that are brought your way, and you're going to stay in hamster wheels. And the day that I got off quick fix approaches and took the healing journey is the day that I took a deep breath and started to go, it's all right. One day at a time. I'm learning to be loved. I'm learning to love. I'm learning to heal and mature one step at a time. But quick fix approaches are going to feed unnecessary discouragement and even depression. Your expectation of life is what gets influenced in a toxic way by quick fix thinking. Your expectations, I should be here at this place. I'm this age. Somebody tell me I'm 40 years old. I should be here. I'm 60 years old. I should be here. I'm 70 years old. I should be here. And many of them, I have to say, if I went through what you went through and was given what you were given, I'd probably be where you are too. See, that's a grace mentality. Now we stop condemning ourselves and we go, okay, what step do I need to take now? Because in quick fix thinking, it keeps you stuck. And I should have been better from years ago. And trust me, our expectations get challenged all the time because God's time frame is way slower than the way that we live. And for many of you, his time frame frustrates you because he's trying to walk a journey with you. You're trying to hurry up and get somewhere. So this is an important thing to remember and be reminded of. Those of you that may be struggling with unnecessary discouragement and depression, meaning it's added on to what you're already going through because of the expectations you put on yourself. Quick fix thinking is going to exhaust you. The striving produces stress. It increases anxiety. Depression often follows. And then in this exhaustion, we get angry. We get angry with God. We get angry at life. And we get angry with ourselves. And that's not going to produce healing. It's also going to steal our enjoyment. You're going to lose enjoyment. There's no fun. There's no play. There's no joy. We become so focused on fixing, we don't actually live. And I made a decision. I want to have enjoyment. I want to have enjoyment even in the messiness. Even though I feel like a mess and I'm struggling in my mess, because enjoyment is actually part of your healing process. Now, I'm going to get into a moment of to stop chasing these quick fixes. Here's some things you're going to do. But here's what I realized. I slowed down, and I said, you know what? I'm putting so much pressure on myself, on my heart, I can't heal that way. This is going to take as long as it takes. So I'm going to take a deep breath, face myself in the mirror, and go, Mark, we're going to take a journey. You're not my enemy. I'm not going to be this drill sergeant screaming at you all day. We're going to learn what it means to be loved through. And love embraces you. Love is patient and love is kind. So I'm going to take this one step at a time, one day at a time. I'm on a journey. And this has influenced how I live to this day. My life, I may have my plans, I may have my calendar, but my main approach is one day at a time so that I'm here right now, slowly walking each step. In fact, I've developed a daily habit of going for walks. It's something I love to do. Every day, I just take one step at a time. And as I'm watching my feet, one in front of the other, I see that in my spiritual journey as well too. And you're going to need that because that's where you're going to see the greatest fruit. And that's where I've seen the greatest fruit is in the long journey picture versus the short-term quick fix, now kind of mentality that people get into. Now, when people first approach help with me, one of the biggest things I have to do is slow them down. I got to slow down their RPMs. And I believe you're going to need to as well too. So how do we stop chasing quick fixes? Well, one is recognizing what I said and all the signs I showed before of what quick fixes do. We got to recognize that the quick fix influence is holding you back. That it's influencing your life, it's holding you back, and it's working against your healing and freedom. You've got to recognize this. Otherwise, you're going to continue to live in this pattern, and you're going to buck against a slower pace and really a humble, open posture. And that's the second thing, is that I want to encourage you to become humbly open for what you need. Humility is so powerful. Humility doesn't beat yourself up. Humility just bends the knee to learn what you need to learn and to grow what you need to grow and be taught what you need. I'm hungry, God. I humble myself to learn and to heal. It's not passive. Humble openness is not just, I'm just going to sit here and God, you're just going to do something. It's active, but it's slow and it's steady. When you're humble, hungry, and teachable, then what you need to learn for healing, it's going to show up to you. It's not going to show up in like dazzling lights or some mystical thing. Maybe it does. But most of our learning isn't in that. It's in the simple. It's in the fundamental. It's not in the flashy. Actually, a lot of healing happens in the mundane, the day-to-day life of just learning to appreciate the simple things of God's love for you, his grace towards you, his forgiveness, and his empowerment. So this is a big, big thing we have to keep in mind. And of course, the heart of what I'm sharing today is I got to slow down. And so for many of you, I got to slow you down, and it's going to frustrate you because you want results. Many of you are under the influence of perfectionism, and you can get angry. Many of you have your accelerator locked to the floor. You don't know how to slow down. You don't know how to pause. But you're going to have to take a deep breath and lean into God's pace and pattern for your journey. To walk with God, you actually have to walk. To walk with God, you actually have to walk. You're going to need to slow down your expectations. And I want to encourage you to get recalibrated, to connect to your heart by letting compassionate grace recalibrate your expectations. And there's a threefold process I encourage people in. Number one is the embrace of God's love. It's okay that you're not okay. His unconditional love meets you where you're at. And he's embracing you right now. Number two is patience. Love is patient. This will take as long as it takes. Number three is recognizing the kindness of God, his goodness and kindness that allows you to listen through his love of what he's saying over your journey. And you start asking yourself the question, what is God's love saying over my journey? And then this opens up empowerment now, because God's grace is having a work. Compassionate grace is having a work to empower the next step that you need to take. Not the million things that you get overwhelmed with, the one next step. And so embracing a journey mindset is what I'm encouraging. If you're passionate about mental health, emotional health, relationships, you want to live healthy, you have to embrace a journey mindset. Stop treating yourself like you should be showing up today as a finished product in all these areas of your life. I have a whole video I've done on embracing a journey mindset. You'll need to check that out and go a bit deeper. But the life of the mind, the life of the heart, the life of our emotions is a journey. It takes time. It takes process. Don't feed pressure. You may have pressure that comes to you in your life, but remember, the heart doesn't heal under pressure. It heals under openness and allowing it, learning to let go and letting the process take place, letting the learning happen. But we're going to have to make a decision to slow down, to embrace a journey mindset, to let go of pressure, and to stop chasing the highs. Because many quick fix promoters will be, you do this and this thing, and this will happen, and boom, this. And a lot of times Christians can tell stories in that way. This one thing happened, this thing, and forever this. And yes, those kind of things happen. God works in the miraculous, but the majority of what he does is actually in the day-to-day and what we would call the mundane. We want all these miraculous things, but we don't appreciate the journey and the process. When you read people in the Bible, it's a lot of journey, years and years and years of not a whole lot of flashiness happening. We get to read the big moments, but we didn't live through all the times where that stuff wasn't happening in their life and in their journey. And so where do you need to give yourself more room to let go of a quick fix mentality and engage a journey mindset? If this was a blessing to your life and your journey, would you do me a favor? Click the like button, subscribe, share it with a friend. Say, hey, you know what? I've been listening to a quick fix mentality. I think I need some work in this. Maybe you do too. This would encourage you. Take a listen to this guy. He's my brother from another mother. He can be your brother from another mother too. If this broadcast blessed you, consider a one-time donation to support the ministry teaching work. It can be a one-time donation of any amount, or it could be a monthly recurring donation. We'd greatly appreciate it. You can have, by going to markdesus.com, you have access to all kinds of free materials. You can go to my topics page where a lot of my broadcasts are categorized. Those of you that have obsessive compulsive struggles, I have a whole page dedicated just to that. markdesus.com/OCD help. You can also get a copy of my latest book, The OCD Healing Journey, available now in hardcover, paperback, audio, Kindle. I'm even teaching a course as of this broadcast on the book, The OCD Healing Journey training course. Masses of videos, materials to help you walk through as it coincides with the book. And that's being taught in my healing and freedom community as I'm building a community of people, believers that are passionate about mental, emotional, and relationship health to encourage each other in our walk and learn together. Well, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, this is your brother from another mother, if I can get that sentence out, saying I'll be back with more insights for your healing and freedom journey next time. But in the meantime, I'm out.